Hello everyone, this is Megan and I'm here to show you my first layout with my Starlet scrap stash kit. I am just pulling out a few things that I think I might use and oh, excuse me, sorry, my voice is kind of not doing so well, but I really wanted to post this video, so I'm sorry that I'm kind of losing my voice. But okay, so now I'm just picking out the papers that I want to use, and I'm going to use that blue background right there and then that pink scalloped paper. I'm going to pull out some of the scraps that I picked out from my stash, and I'm going to use those to layer on the picture. And for this layout, I'm just going to do one picture. And this layout actually only took me about 33 minutes, I think is what it was. So it wasn't that bad. I'm going through a bunch of these pictures that I had to the side of my desk, and there were these two that I liked of my youngest son at the time. This was back in 2007, my youngest, Brennan. And I really liked these two. I am actually just going to scrapbook this one of him, and I'm going to use this ruler to create the edges. I'm going to cut down the photo a little bit, and then I'm going to use the ruler to make that paper look a little bit ragged, or I don't know what you call that. I can't think of it. And I kind of did a little too close to the bottom here, so kind of doesn't work out so well. I finally get it to work though. And now I'm just figuring out how I want to place it. I'm thinking that I want to do it a little bit angled. And so I glue down the picture just so I remember where I want to put it. And I'm going to angle the rest of these papers that I'm going to layer it on. I'm going to kind of fuss with it because I didn't, that blue piece didn't come out straight. And so I kind of wanted it to be straight. If that makes sense. It probably doesn't. I'm sorry. So I'm going to fuss with these layers a little bit and try to figure out how I want them to be layered together on the layout. I don't actually end up using this pink sheet of paper that I am cutting up right now. I liked it at the time, but as I'm trying to put these layers together, I just don't really like how that shade of pink looks with the one that's behind the photo. So I'm going to spend all this time cutting it out and making it perfect, and it just doesn't look right. And I don't like the shape that I have here. I decide that I kind of want the boxes to be a little bit straighter. And so I decide to scratch that lighter pink, and I'm going to add in this blue with the rectangles of brown and beige and blue. So I'm going to cut this up to the size I want. And I'm thinking, at this point, I'm still thinking I'm going to use that pink sheet of paper. But I'm just really not liking this. And so I go off to find some more blue pieces of paper. And I finally found this really, really old one. I think this is from Creative Memories. I want to say Creative Memories. I think it was a baby pack or something that I got from them probably about 10 years ago, because my son is 10 years old, and I think I would have gotten it right around the time he was born. So I really used a lot of old pieces of paper on this one, which makes me happy because I'm finally using them. Okay, so here I'm just kind of piecing the layers together, figuring out how I want them to go. I decided to cut this one down so that it's straight instead of a little crooked or angled, however you want to say that. And I'm going to fidget with this for a while. I don't know if you guys get like that, where you just have pieces of paper that aren't seeming to work out the way you had imagined them to. Well, and what I had started out thinking was I was going to do them all skewed anyway, and now I'm not going to do them all skewed, so I'm completely taking a different direction here. I get kind of frustrated, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to start gluing these down because I'm ready. Oh, and I decided to do some inking on the edges of all of these papers. So I'm just going to do that really quick, and I really like how that makes each of the layers stand out. And so I'm using a red Stampin' Up! Ink. I think it's just called red. Let me check real quick. It is called Real Red, and it's from Stampin' Up! So I'm just going to do all of these layers, and as I'm finishing up, I'm going to try to put them together. And as I am fiddling here, I'm just getting frustrated because I can't figure out how I want it to look. So I'm just going to ink up the edges on that last blue piece of paper, that one right there, and then I'm just going to start putting them down on the page, and it all just seems to work out for the best. So now I have all my edges inked, and now I'm just going to place them down. And I pulled out that You Make Me Happy When Skies Are Gray little printable, and I got that from the Silhouette store, and it has just been sitting in my excuse me, it has been sitting in my stash for a while, so it was fun to finally use it. So now everything, all the layers are coming together, and I really like how it's looking. I'm gonna ink the edges of this printable, and then I'm gonna put it there in the right hand corner. Now I'm just thinking how I'm going to embellish this page. I'm pretty much done, but I wanted to add a little bit more around the picture. So I'm going to make this banner shape and put it there in the left-hand corner of the picture with that silhouette cut of a cloud. So I'm inking all of these pieces up too, and then I'm going to glue them down. And I'm pulling out a red and pink enamel dot. One red and two pinks is what I'm going to end up doing. And then I had this skinny ribbon off to the side of my desk, and I decided that I was going to use that in place of twine. So now I'm going to start gluing it all down. Sorry, my kids are home and they're out in the living room. Apparently they're having a little scuffle, so I might need to stop have one sick kid and one preschooler home today, and they don't always get along, so it's going to be an interesting day. We'll see how it goes. So I'm using these Zots to glue down the enamel dots, and then I'm going to tie the ribbon in a knot and glue those down with the Zots as well. And I actually decided to just do one of the pieces of ribbon, and I'm going to put it down by that "You Make Me Happy" printable tag. At first I'm thinking I'm going to put it there, but I just don't really like how that looks, and so now I move it down there. And then I am going to mist, well, I guess I need to glue down the pink scallop paper, and then I'm going to do a blue Heidi Swap mist, and that is it for this layout. So I will have some pictures at the end, and thanks so much for watching. I'm really excited that I finally got a layout done with my Starlet kit, and it's only, well, I guess I got this one done probably around the 21st, so it wasn't too far into the month, I guess, yet. So here I'm just misting, and I guess I used Mr. Huey's from Studio Calico. Honor Society, I believe, is the name of that color. So that is it for this layout. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.